Strengthening Faith 117. I had a thought which I wanted to share. In this time of open tribulations which Muslims are constantly bombarded with, some often state that the key to escaping them is to move away, such as moving to an Islamic nation, or to self-isolate oneself and their family, such as homeschooling. Even though these possible solutions are not bad, as they can help to a certain degree in escaping the temptations and tribulations of this world, but they are not the main solution. The issue with adopting an escape-type mentality is that unless one moves into an isolated cave with their family and never emerges, it is not possible to constantly escape these temptations and tribulations. Sooner or later, a Muslim will have to face them in some shape or form. For example, there is no doubt that single-gender schools do better in their results than mixed schools, yet a day will certainly come when a student will encounter the opposite gender during their life. In this day and age of social media, one does not even need to leave their bedroom in order to fall into evil temptations and tribulations. Even if a family moves to an Islamic country, which seems impossible to find nowadays, nonetheless, they will still face these tribulations and temptations, as every country and city has their own kind. Does the pilgrim and traveler not see the injustice and unfairness that even occurs in Mecca and Medina? It is often observed that when Muslims who come from more traditional countries travel to the West, they often fall deeper into sinful temptations and tribulations than the Muslims who were born and raised in the West. This is because when these foreign Muslims, who have lived a more restricted and traditional life, enter the West, the tribulations and temptations hit them like a tidal wave, and as a result they slip up more easily than those who are born and raised amongst these tribulations and temptations. Therefore, adopting the escape-type mentality is simply not practical in this day and age. The main key to successfully overcoming these tribulations and temptations, as indicated by Islam, is adopting strong faith through learning and acting on Islamic knowledge and teaching this attitude to the next generation. Strong faith will ensure a Muslim remains firm in the face of all temptations and tribulations, irrespective of where they are, by continuing to use the blessings they have been granted in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted, as outlined in the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. This education will teach the young Muslims the wisdoms behind the prohibitions found in Islam. Adopting an escape-type mentality will not provide this education. It will only provide some restriction from accessing these temptations and tribulations. Similar to a criminal who is temporarily restricted in prison. The moment the criminal is released, they will return to their life of crime until they are educated against it. Similarly, a young Muslim will have natural desires which are fueled by these worldly temptations and tribulations, and without this education they will most likely fail when they are tested. When a person is simply told of a prohibition without the wisdoms behind it, they are less likely to adhere to the prohibition and are more likely to be tricked into it. Whereas, the one who is aware of the wisdoms behind the prohibition is more likely to adhere to it. For example, the one who has the knowledge of the negative aspects of alcohol, such as the damage down to one's physical and mental health, its strong connection with crimes, arguments, fights and assaults, its financial effect on people, and the other negative consequences of becoming an addict, such as destroying one's relationships and life, is more likely to stay away from it than the one who knows the prohibition but does not know the wisdoms behind it. To conclude, a Muslim should take practical steps so that they and their family avoid tribulations and evil temptations, but they should know that the main step to achieve this is education, learning and acting on the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, so that one understands the wisdoms behind avoiding the prohibitions of Islam and so that they strengthen their faith. This will ensure they continue to obey Allah, the Exalted, under all circumstances, which involves using the blessings one has been granted in ways pleasing to him. Chapter 15 Al-Hijr, verses 39 to 40.
Iblis said, "My Lord, because you have put me in error, I will surely make disobedience attractive to them, i.e. mankind on earth, and I will mislead them all. Except among them your sincere servants."
Over 400 free ebooks, audiobooks, infographics, podcasts and blogs available on our website, www.shakepod.com.